this statement raised by Senator Eddie Okech is a matter of national importance. And Mr. Speaker, it becomes even more grievous because the complainant is the Deputy Inspector General of the Police, and that is Lagat, who, Mr. Speaker, has been reported to be perpetrating violation of human rights, Mr. Speaker. And there is no reason why Mr. Ojwang was transported all the way from Migori to Nairobi just for a matter that was supposed to be civil and not criminal. Because, Mr. Speaker, if somebody is accused of a libel or even of mudslinging somebody's name, that is civil, and the lawyers here can guide us, led by Senator Sifuna of Nairobi, that this particular young man should have been made to face, civil charges, and Langat should have sued for damages, Mr. Speaker. We saw the parent to this particular young man crying because it was something that nobody would have thought could have happened. Mr. Speaker, the results of the autopsy are out, and the results are that this young man could not have hit his head against the wall. We have seen images of the body, Mr. Speaker, and I suspect that even the eyes have been gouged out because you can see clear injuries along the eyes, Mr. Speaker. And we are very sad this afternoon because this is proof that the sitting government, led by President William Ruto, Mr. Speaker, is increasingly becoming very intolerant, especially of young people. We must get to know through the committee what this government fears from young people. All the way from Jerry, who just made a platform where people were supposed to express their feelings about the budget. All the way again to Buteregaos, Mr. Speaker, and it is not lost on us what happened a few years ago at Langata Road Primary School, Mr. Speaker, where some young pupils were tear-gassed when they were fighting against the grabbing of their playfield, Mr. Speaker. And so we must condemn this. And Mr. Speaker, as I conclude, I want to say that the blood of Albert Ojwang, the blood of all the Gen Zs that have been killed by this government will haunt this government forever. And this government has a leader by the name William Ruto. He should come out and fire DIG Lagat, Mr. Speaker, before we proceed on anything else. Mr. Speaker, this is a matter that must be taken very seriously, and the committee that comes should invite that Ojwang, that DIG Lagat, whether he will be in the...
Senator Osotsi.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Allow me also to contribute to the statement by Senator Eddy and to say that clearly, Mr. Speaker, something is wrong with what happened to this young man, Albert Ojwang. And this country requires answers, because a postmortem that has been done so far, it indicates that this young man died out of neck compression, and those injuries were inflicted through torture. So we require to get proper answers from the police, and I also want to agree with the position that by now, instead of terminating the services of junior policemen, we want to see senior police officers, the Director General, the Deputy Director General, and even the Director General should resign or they should be fired by the President. Mr. Speaker, my party, where I am the Deputy Party Leader, we signed an MOU with UDA. One of the things we agreed was that we are not going to have abductions and killings like this one. Mr. Speaker, if we do not get proper answers from UDA's side, we will consider this as a material breach of the MOU we have with the UDA. ODM, we are very serious about this. Mr. Speaker, I am talking as a deputy party leader of ODM. We are a party that believes in protecting lives of Kenyans. And therefore, we want to see action from the UDA government on the issue of the Deputy Director General of Police. By now, he should not be in the office, because this young man was arrested because he had posted something against the DIG. Why is the DIG still in office? Why are you going for junior police officers, terminating their services, and their bosses are still there enjoying lunch and breakfast as our young man is decaying in the morgue? Mr. Speaker, this matter is very serious, and we call upon speedy action by not just the police, but the government through the president. Mr. Speaker, we are beginning to see the coming back of intolerance in this country. This cannot be allowed to go on, Mr. Speaker. I think we need answers, and the answers are supposed to come from the government, they are supposed to come from the police, and we cannot allow the police to mislead this country, that the young man hit his head on the wall. Mr. Speaker, if you look at the injuries sustained by that...
Senator Boni. Senator Boni.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, we have to be serious. We are playing with fire. I was an adult when there was detention without trial. Detention without trial was a bad thing, but being killed in a police cell is worse than detention without trial. It reminds me, Mr. Speaker, of the impunity we saw when, Mr. Speaker, then Vice President Moi lied to the country that Josiah Mwangi Kariuki had traveled out of the country when they had killed him. The same impunity we saw the police tell the country that Dr. Robert Ouko had committed suicide when they had killed him. The same impunity, Mr. Speaker, that I saw in South Africa in 1977, when an intellectual, Steve Biko, was brutalized in a police station, and they faced the world, and they told the world that the guy had died from starvation. The whole world woke up and moved against South Africa to stop apartheid. I'm asking that this matter be escalated to a level whereby we must bring fear in government for government to respect human life. Mr. Speaker, it is not enough to ask that the Deputy Inspector General resigns. We want the same speed which we saw when our colleague was killed last month, when arrests were made. We want Mr. Eliud Lagat to be arrested so that he can write a statement from a police station for it to be clearer to him that he has a responsibility. Mr. Speaker, the police officers who went to Migori and brought this boy from home to Nairobi so that Lagat could see him when they are slapping him around should equally be arrested. Why are they walking free? As far as I'm concerned, seeing the shape of that face, the guy could not possibly, would have wanted to hit the wall using the front of his head. It is only Parliament, Mr. Speaker, which can bring this to an end. We must protect our children. Members of Parliament in the National Assembly and here, that boy who is lying there is not in any way different from our own children. And it is this Parliament that will bring this to an end. It is too much, and the thing must escalate.
Senator for Kilifi County, Senator Mazayo.
Asante mstahiki Spika. Mstahiki Spika, jambo la kwanza ni kwamba nasema pole kwa ile jamii ambayo imempoteza yule kijana Albert Ojwang. Zaidi sana tukiangalia tunaweza kumwambia pole sana baba yake ambaye alikuwa huyu ni mtoto wake alipekee wa kuzaliwa peke yake, na ambaye alikuwa baba yake alikuwa na nia ya kwamba mtoto wake atafaulu katika maisha, ndio sababu yeye akawa anafanya kazi ya mawe ya kuchimba na kukata mawe akiweza kumsomesha mtoto wake. Nampatia kongole huyo mzee kwa sababu alisomesha kijana, na kijana hakupoteza ndoto ya baba yake, akawa graduate. Lakini sasa baba yake anasema anataka kuletwa mbele ya huyu mtu anaitwa Lagat, apigwe risasi yeye sasa afariki. Huo ndio uchungu ambao baba yake anasikia saa hizi. Tunakemea sana kifo hichi. Cha pili ni kwamba huyu alikuwa kijana mdogo sana, na yule alikuwa kijana mdogo wa miaka 31. Yule msichana ni umri wa Metho hapa, Senator Metho. Yule kijana alioa kutoka Giriama huko kwetu. Bibi yake ni mtu ambaye sisi tunahusiana. Kwa hiyo kama alikufa yule, aliua shemegi yangu, na yule dadangu sasa atakuwa mjane na hako na mtoto wa mwaka mmoja. Shame on this officer. Aibu kubwa sana ambayo imetokea katika nchi yetu ya Kenya. Kama mimi ningekuwa rais saa hizi, ningekuwa nishafuta watu katika hiyo ofisi. Huyu hafai kuketi ndani ya hiyo ofisi hata dakika moja. Huyu mtu anaitwa Lagat, kwa sababu ameondoa maisha ya kijana mdogo ambaye alikuwa na future katika nchi hii. Na sisi hatutakubali hata kidogo kwamba ifichwe hichi kifo. Wanaanza kusema sasa kwa sababu yeye ni DIG, anafikiria anaweza kudanganya Wakenya wote. Anasema ati mtu alijigonga na ukuta alafu akaanguka chini akakufa. Kwani alikuwa anacheza mpira yeye huko ndani? Ukuta si mpira, ukuta ni ukuta. Na alafu ukuta hawezi kuua. Hakuna mtu alijigonga ndani ya police cell, otherwise pengine awe amejinyonga. Kwa hiyo Bwana Spika, sisi tunasema ya kwamba kitendo alichofanyiwa huyu na huyu jamaa ni hatua lazima ichukuliwe. Hawezi kutoa mtu kutoka huko, upite police station mengi, upite maeneo yote ya mapolisi mpaka umlete hapa Central uje kumbulia hapa ndani. Na hawezi kukataa.
Senator Ali Roba.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. So that my brother Otsotsi understands this is not a matter of party. I stand here as the party leader of UDM to condemn this incident that has happened. It's the ugliest incident of the season. When you get a suspect reprimanded and put under police custody, being brutally murdered, and claimed that the suspect has hit his head on the wall, and there is no case of epilepsy or some issues to do with medical condition that this suspect has been suffering from or presumed to have been a prevailing condition. Mr. Speaker, sir, suspension of police officers is just the beginning. And I believe with conviction, as Ali Ibrahim Roba, myself, that there are people hell-bent in setting up the image of the president and setting up the president and spoiling the image of this president in this country. And it seems to be deliberate. The president must act swiftly to make sure that this protection happens. Unless somebody is gifted with thickness, how can you pick somebody, put the person behind bars, and kill the person and start telling the public that the person has hit his head on the wall? This is inconceivable. In this day, age, and era, I do not believe it can be something that will have any angle to government position, but rather a complete setup by individuals who are hell-bent at spoiling the image of the president. Mr. Speaker, sir, we demand as Parliament, and I believe, just as my brother Senator Kalwale has said, only Parliament can objectively intervene and investigate this issue to logical conclusion. We want to demand a swift action. DCI must establish culpability, and they must pin it to an individual, not the issue of suspending individuals. That is PR exercise. We want a swift action. Otherwise, the people setting up the president should be unearthed, because the issue that is happening is an issue that is image spoiling. Unless, there is a stupidity that cannot be quantified. You cannot do what you have done in a government with democracy like the government of Kenya. Mr. Speaker, sir, no cover-up can be allowed. Justice must be served and justice delivered, and the nation is waiting. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Wambua.
I thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, this is very disturbing. Disturbing, Mr. Speaker, because the question that I ask myself is, what happens if and when a police station becomes a scene of crime? And what happens, Mr. Speaker, if that crime is murder? What is it that we are supposed to do? Mr. Speaker, I hear people saying that we want justice for Albert Ojwang. But how does justice look for a young man killed in the hands of police officers? What is it that must be done for that young man, the lifeless body of Albert Ojwang, to receive justice? What exactly is it that, Mr. Speaker, must happen? Mr. Speaker, of late, our country is doing extremely, extremely badly in terms of insecurity. Mr. Speaker, in April, I saw the majority leader confronting the Inspector General of Police over some killings in Narok, in Barkoi. A few weeks ago, Mr. Speaker, 3 people were killed by police in the same area in Narok, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, what is happening in our country in relation to security? What is it that needs to be fixed? That's a question that we should address ourselves to. Mr. Speaker, I'm here to say that, Mr. Speaker, this killing of this young man has capacity to throw this country into serious, serious anarchy if it is not handled properly. Remember, Mr. Speaker, what happened in Tunisia with Mohamed Bouaziz when he blew himself up outside Parliament? Just an act of one person brought about the Arab Spring in an entire region. As Speaker, I call upon the President on this matter. He must speak and speak with courage and determination. Heads must roll. He must reset the security apparatus in this country from the top to the bottom, Mr. Speaker. It cannot be that a person is arrested in...
Senator Chiranke.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. On my own behalf and on behalf of the great people of Nandi, allow me to pass my deepest condolences for this tragic death. Mr. Speaker, as my colleagues have said, even during era of detention without trial, no one was killed in police cell. Mr. Speaker, as a professional guest of the state on many occasions, and I've had privileges for spending nights in number of almost 5 police stations in Nairobi, Mr. Speaker, it is very unfortunate. It is very sad, Mr. Speaker. The only place you should be safe is a police station. Mr. Speaker, heads must roll. I want to agree with my colleagues, Mr. Speaker, and you know on many occasions, I have raised that there is a problem with Ministry of Interior 1,000 times, Mr. Speaker. As we speak today, Mr. Speaker, Father Alois Cheruiyot Beth killers are not known. Father Maina killers are not known. Angata Baragoi, 6 people were buried without their killers being not known, Mr. Speaker. Angama Mara, even in Kerio Valley, Mr. Speaker. I request the following, Mr. Speaker.
And I agree with colleagues that there are people who are intended to sabotaging President William Ruto government. And it's led by the Minister of Interior, who should take and resign, Mr. Speaker, and take personal political responsibility on this matter, Mr. Speaker. I request also that the Parliament Committee, Mr. Speaker, is very incompetent. And you know that incompetence, if you transfer from roads to lives, we lose lives, Mr. Speaker. We have lost a young man, 31-year-old, who had just married, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, they must be held accountable, Mr. Speaker. I request that the Parliament, through the national security, does inquest into unexplained deaths in this republic, Mr. Speaker, or form a judicial inquiry into the allegation of extrajudicial killings even from the last session up to this session, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, it cannot be that as a Senate we are just sitting and allowing insecurity to thrive in this country. You go to Mombasa, Mr. Speaker, when you greet a boy woman, you think she's a woman, somebody has won a boy with a machete. You think she's a beautiful lady, he's a man with a machete. And there are criminal gangs ruling Mombasa as we talk to. You go to Nakuru, Mr. Speaker, the gangs are playground. You go to Kerio Valley, Mr. Speaker, and many other places, Mr. Speaker. I think it is a high time, and I want to appeal to the President, because he is a man who is very decisive. Heads must roll from the Minister of Interior, Inspector General of Police, and all his subordinates, including the OCS from Homa Bay, who gave out the link, Mr. Speaker, including Safaricom, who gives out the location of this suspect. Mr. Speaker, I remember when I want to be arrested, I left my phones in Kibos. The police went to look for me in Kibos, and I was in Eldoret, Mr. Speaker, sleeping.
Senator Oburu Odinga. Senator Oburu.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir, for the opportunity. Mr. Speaker, this is a sad day for us in the Senate. Mr. Speaker, we are discussing the death of a young man who was the only son of his family. And Mr. Speaker, he has died in a police cell where people are supposed to run for safety. Mr. Speaker, where else do you go if not police station when you feel threatened by anybody? But Mr. Speaker, when you go to a police station and you are killed, Mr. Speaker, this is a very, very serious situation. Mr. Speaker, there's one time in this country where we used to have people who speak their minds. They are picked and you never see them. Sometimes, Mr. Speaker, they are picked and you see them in courts pleading guilty after being tortured in cells. Mr. Speaker, we have been struggling so that these things become a thing of the past. And it is very sad, Mr. Speaker, when we see any injustice rearing its head again. Mr. Speaker, it is not the small boys. It must be the big boys who organize this kind of a thing. Me, I've never heard, Mr. Speaker, I've never heard that somebody can be charged for making somebody infamous. I don't know what a senior police officer, what type of fame a senior police officer wants to be. Where is he going with that fame? And Mr. Speaker, fame is something you can take to a civil court. Somebody does not have to be arrested and put in cell because he has made somebody infamous. Mr. Speaker, I have even seen in this country pictures where people are putting the president in the cells. And they are never arrested, Mr. Speaker. Is this police officer even bigger than the president? Why can he not be arrested and interrogated, Mr. Speaker, if we don't tackle this particular case up to the end, Mr. Speaker? Kenyans will not believe us. Kenyans will not believe that even as leaders we are serious. Because I come from that region. What am I going to tell the people of Homa Bay when I go there? That we are in broad-based government. And I don't explain to them how their son was picked and then put in some police cell where there are many police cells, Mr. Speaker, on the way from Oyugis. From Oyugis, there is a police cell there in Oyugis, there's a police cell in Homa Bay, there's a police cell in Kisii, there's a police cell in Kisumu. There are so many police cells around there, Mr. Speaker. Why this particular police station
Senator Murango.
Asante sana mstahiki Spika kwa nafasi ya kuongelea jambo la kusikitisha kuhusu kijana Albert Ojwang. Jambo la kushangaza mstahiki Spika, hata kama sisi ni wanasesere, hata kama Wakenya ni vikaragosi, hakuna venye tungeambia kwamba yule kijana alikuja akajipigisha ukuta hapa Nairobi. Kusema ya kwamba Homa Bay hakuna nyuta, hakuna ukuta. Ukuta alipata Nairobi na akakuja akapiga ukuta akafa. Mstahiki Spika, kivuli cha fimbo hakiwezi kuficha mtu jua. Na hata watu wajaribu kuficha hili jambo namna gani, lazima litakuja kutokea wazi. Juzi niliona ya kwamba maafisa wakuu katika idara ya polisi wakisema wale wandogo wao ndo walifanya hiyo kitendo. Lakini mstahiki Spika, samaki wote hunuka lakini walimshuku kambare. Kama kuna harufu, kama kuna muozo, ni idara zima ya polisi kuanzia juu mpaka chini. Na kwa hivyo waisema kwamba wale wandogo peke yao ndo walifanya hii kitendo. Mstahiki Spika, tunaona kama ningekuwa ni mbwenyenye amewawa, kungekuwa na watu tayari wamekamatwa. Na kuna msemo moja Kiswahili unasema kwamba maskini hedi mkele, na hata angenda mkele akapakia jahazi mchele tele, urudi na upele. Kifo cha Ojwang kinafaa kuwa venye hatua inachukuliwa wakati wandosi wanawawa, hata huyu kijana nafaa kuangaliwa na mambo yake ichunguzwe. Lakini unajua mstahiki Spika, ukiona kesi inakaa sana katika kasri ya mfalme, ujue kwamba tajiri ana makosa. Hii kesi ya huyu kijana venye imekuwa ikizungushwa, inaonekana kwamba kuna wandosi fulani ambao wako na makosa. Na tusifanye hili jambo likawa ni jambo la kisiasa mstahiki Spika. Lakini iko siku ukiona kivuli cha mtu mfupi kimeanza kuwa kirefu, jua kuna kucha ama ni machweo. Siku moja machweo itakuja kutufikia. Kwa hivyo ningeomba serikali, taasisi za usalama kuhakikisha kuvalia njuga swala hili, kuhakikisha ya kwamba Ojwang isiwe tu kwamba itakuwa ni takwimu ya mtu mwingine amepotea na hakuna kitu imefanyika. Asante sana mstahiki Spika.
Senator Mogeni.
Mr. Speaker, as we address Kenyans this afternoon, a post-mortem report that has just come out says the late Ojwang was killed due to neck compression, meaning he was squeezed with an intention of being killed. That he suffered soft tissue injuries spread all over the body, meaning a gang inside a police cell in the Republic of Kenya was used to murder this young boy. And then he had head injuries. The conclusion, Mr. Speaker, from 5 pathologists associate these injuries with external forces inflicted in keeping with assault. Mr. Speaker, you are a lawyer. Assault means, Mr. Speaker, that in the Republic of Kenya, we have police officers who arrest citizens, assault them, murder them, and we are behaving like it's normal. Speaking for 3 minutes in the Senate of the Republic of Kenya. Mr. Speaker, this is a serious matter. This is a matter that can bring a revolution, Mr. Speaker. We cannot tolerate, Mr. Speaker, a situation, Mr. Speaker, where a government that is supposed to take care of citizens is watching as we murder innocent citizens in a police cell. Picture this. This young man is the sole child of aged parents. This young man is living behind a wife with a child who is 3 years and another one is 3 months, Mr. Speaker. If this cannot prick our conscience, what will, Mr. Speaker? We cannot allow this, Mr. Speaker. We get abused on social media every day, Mr. Speaker. I've even seen occasions where even the president himself, Mr. Speaker, has faced attack on social media, Mr. Speaker. But you don't react by murdering people, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I'm asking the Security Committee tomorrow, not the day after tomorrow. Mr. Speaker, tomorrow we need all heads of security agencies before this House, Mr. Speaker, for an explanation. If not, Mr. Speaker, we have no reason why we should speak as people who have been elected to represent the people. There cannot be a case like this, Mr. Speaker, in a country that is democratic, that is independent, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I'm speaking with a lot of anger because I'm a father, Mr. Speaker. How would you feel if it was you, Senator? Picture yourself, your child being arrested all the way from Nyanza, brought to Nairobi, and killed in a police station. If that had happened, Oburu Oginga, he will not be here, Mr. Speaker. Even Raila Odinga will not be alive today if successive governments behave the way we are behaving, Mr. Speaker. These are extraordinary times, Mr. Speaker. At the end of this statement, Mr. Speaker, we expect you to issue directive that
Senator Nyamu.
You've been given. Change your mind.
Mr. Speaker, thank you, Mr. Speaker, for this opportunity. Mr. Speaker, the images of that young man's father crying, holding a title deed that he had brought all the way to bail out his son are haunting this country. We cannot shake off those images. They keep recurring in our minds, Mr. Speaker. And you can imagine what is building up in Kenyans right now. What is shocking, Mr. Speaker, is that even after driving him 400 kilometers from Kisumu, he was not booked in the occurrence book, even as he lay in the cells. That in itself is a red flag that points at the intentions of the officers who arrested him. As we speak, police officers concerned have been indicted. What that means is that as much as they will not continue to carry out their duties, they will continue to earn half their salary. Mr. Speaker, that is dancing on the grave of that young man. We want those police officers implicated discontinued from police service immediately. We want them to take a plea. We want them to be charged. And the complainant, who is a DIG of police, we are very disappointed. We are embarrassed that you are so intolerant. Mr. Speaker, right now I am trending because I goofed, maybe, by politicizing the matter. I have been trolled, but I cannot fathom getting such anger to an extent of even trying to be vengeful with anyone who is trolling me, for example. Mr. Speaker, as a country, as my colleagues have said, we are treading very dangerously, and we want the president to take charge of this situation. He has committed time and again that he will protect the youth of this country and he will protect their future. We are watching. Mr. President, the country is watching. We want to see how you handle this matter because that is going to tell us a lot about you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Kajwang.
Mr. Speaker, Albert Ojwang comes from Kokwanyo Kakelo Ward in Kabondo Kasipul in Homa Bay County. People are shedding tears here. I am mourning someone from my county, someone from the county I represent. Mr. Speaker, I have buried too many young people following the Gen Z protests just 1 year ago. Mr. Speaker, I buried close to 7 young people who were killed. Some of them were discovered in quarries, extrajudicial killings, and enforced disappearances. Mr. Speaker, in the post-election violence, I buried close to 10 young people, again extrajudicial killings. Mr. Speaker, during the protest when Raila came back from the United States, I buried almost 10 people who were killed by the police. We have felt the pain. We have shed tears, Mr. Speaker. These must be brought to a close. The problem I have with Parliament today is that we are mourning like we have no hope. We are speaking here like bloggers are speaking out there. Parliament is the one that vetted the Inspector General of Police, Mr. Speaker. And as a result, the Inspector General of Police is answerable, is accountable to this House. Mr. Speaker, tomorrow, the Inspector General of Police should be here
must be here. This gentleman did not die. This gentleman was killed, Mr. Speaker. If you look at the definition of to be killed and to die, this gentleman was killed, murdered by the police, who are supposed to be the custodians and the safeguards of law and order in this country. Mr. Speaker, on 25th of June, we'll be marking the first anniversary of the Gen Z protest. I want to challenge Senator Cheriot and Senator Minority Leader. You brought a motion to this House last year in June. We said a lot of things. We said a lot of English. Let us mark the anniversary of 25th June in this parliament. Because the other House, everyone ran away. We were the only ones who were here. Let us come back here, take stock of the things we said. We talked of extrajudicial killings. We talked of enforced disappearances. We talked of corruption. We talked of tribalism. What have we done about it? Mr. Speaker, this is a shameful act, and I send my condolences to the people of Kabondo, the people of Homa Bay, the entire nation. The Minister for Interior, under these circumstances, should have resigned, Mr. Speaker. In an organized society, the Inspector General, let us have them here in this parliament tomorrow. Anything short of that, we will not be any better than any other member of the public who's complaining outside there. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Seki.
Thank you so much, Honorable Speaker. I also want to bring my heartfelt condolences to the family of Albert Ojwang and the entire nation when we have a very sad day today. Honorable Speaker, it is true, we don't know where to start and we don't know what to say. Because if a young man, Ojwang, can die in a police cell with an excuse of committing suicide, and people would dare to say that, and we have a number of Kenyans who have died in the hands of police, Honorable Speaker, remembering the Angata Barikoi citizens who died in the hands of the police with a bullet. Just recently we had a number of members of the community of Majimoto in Narok again who died in the hands of police with bullets. Just recently, a day ago, in Nakuru, somebody was shot. Honorable Speaker, I think this one is becoming too much to Kenyans to bear this. We want, as most of our colleagues have said here, we want to demand, Honorable Speaker, the IG, whom I participated to his vetting, to his interviews in the Committee of National Security, we want him in this House. We want to demand him not later than tomorrow, so that we're able to ask him, because the responsibility stands and the buck stops at him. And the President should also take this, because everything is the commander of the armed forces. He needs to take responsibility on the same, because we cannot keep having Kenyans dying in his watch and there is no action. Honorable Speaker, I want to stand on that, but I want also to support this statement fully, and action must be taken. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Senator Maruma.
Asante Mheshimiwa Spika kwa hii fursa umenipa ili kuchangia hii hoja ya kifo cha Albert Ojwang. Albert Ojwang alikuwa ni mwalimu ambaye alifundisha shule moja inaitwa Kituma kule Burawad, Taita Taveta, na mtu ambaye nilimfahamu. Mheshimiwa Spika, nimehuzunika sana kwa hii kifo, kwa sababu Albert Ojwang vile tumeambiwa ni kwamba alikuwa mtoto peke yake katika hiyo familia. Na najua baba yake alikuwa ni maskini, vile tumeona katika vyombo vya habari, na alitegemewa na babake na wazazi wake ili abadilishe maisha ya ile familia. Mheshimiwa Spika, ni jambo la kutamausha na kuhuzunisha sana kwa sababu alibeba kutoka Homa Bay na kuja mpaka police station huku Nairobi, kama hakuna vituo vya polisi kule Homa Bay. Na Mheshimiwa Spika, ni jambo la kuhuzunisha ya kwamba asasi za usalama zinatumika ili kunyamazisha Wakenya kwa sababu ya kuongea ukweli. Mheshimiwa Spika, kama mambo hayaendi vyema, hayaendi sawa, watu lazima wawe na uhuru wa kuongea. Mheshimiwa Spika, tusirudishwe miaka ya zamani Mheshimiwa Spika, kwa sababu sasa tumeenda mbali sana. Na Mheshimiwa Spika, zamani nakumbuka wakati wa miaka ya 90 ilikuwa ukiongea ulikuwa unaangalia nyuma, na hata mkiwa kwa nyumba mnasema kwamba kuta zina masikio, kwa sababu kulikuwa na kila mahali watu ambao walikuwa wanaitwa maspai. Mheshimiwa Spika, hatutaki kurudi hayo maeneo. Mheshimiwa Spika, ni lazima uchunguzi ufanywe vizuri. Mheshimiwa Spika, katika hii nyumba nilileta statement Mheshimiwa Spika, ambayo haijapata suluhu bado, haijapata majibu bado, ya mtu ambaye aliuawa kule kwetu Veruga ndani ya mikono ya polisi akiwa seli. Mheshimiwa Spika, Mwangoji wameeliza aliuawa pia, na mpaka saa hizi Mheshimiwa Spika, kamati husika haijaleta ripoti kamili, na ningependa kushinikiza Mheshimiwa Spika kwamba hiyo ripoti iletwe ili tujue Mwangoji alifanya nini, alifanya makosa gani, na ni kitendo gani kilifanywa na wale polisi ili yeye kufa katika mikono ya polisi. Mheshimiwa Spika, lazima hili swala liangaliwe kwa undani, lakini Mheshimiwa Spika, ningependa kusema Wakenya wasinyamaze wakati kuna mambo ya wakashifu, kwa sababu ni haki yao ya kuongea, na ni haki yao baada ya wameongea walindwe. Si kusema kwamba ukiongea ukweli kwamba hautalindwa. Mheshimiwa Spika, lazima Kenya turudi na tujue kwamba tuko na katiba mpya ambayo inalinda kila Mkenya. Kwa hivyo Mheshimiwa Spika, kulikuwa na nguvu na uwezo wa Albert kupelekwa kotini, mwalimu Albert kupelekwa kotini na kufungulia mashtaka, si kumua Albert ndani ya jela. Mheshimiwa Spika, kwa hayo machache Mheshimiwa Spika, na
Senator for Meru County, Senator Kathure.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, also for this opportunity to give my condolences to this young soul, which you have lost in a very, very cruel circumstances, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, Kenya is bleeding this afternoon since we learned the death of Albert. And Mr. Speaker, as my colleagues have clearly put it, the Committee on Security of this House, let us lead by example. Chair Fatuma Nduro should suspend any other activity that they have for this week. Now I'm speaking as the chair of the Liaison Committee, with the powers bestowed to me by the committee and the standing orders. No, that is why, Honorable Speaker, when we have matters such as matter as this, at least the chair or the vice chair should be recording notes of what the members are saying, so that whatever they do in the committees, they will get input from the members, the senators. What we are saying here, we are not just talking in vain, but they should be here to take notes, so that when they meet the IG of police and the MNBODEOs, they have facts and issues that they should raise with them. I don't want to communicate to you directly, Senator Nduro, but thank you for coming back, because what we are discussing is a matter of national importance that needs a lot of attention. So I was saying that maybe this week you should suspend any other activity that you have as a committee and deal with this matter perpendicularly. How I wish that all these police commanders, the IG and all those people involved that will summon, including the CS, can appear before the plenary, not even to your committee, but before the plenary, so that we can ask serious questions that maybe the 9 of you might be able not to handle. So, Mr. Speaker, sir, today I'm very sad indeed that just the other day from Homa Bay County, we lost a member of parliament. Again, from Homa Bay County, we have lost a very young man who maybe could have aspired to become the member of parliament for Kasipuru Kabondo. So, Mr. Speaker, I think this is a matter that needs a lot of attention. It is an afternoon that we really need, not even to talk about parties. Whether there is an agreement, coalition agreement, or broad-based agreement or not, no Kenyan should die in a political cell. So don't tell us about the agreements on political parties. No, we are talking of a Kenyan, a young man who has passed on. So let's forget about the parties. Forget about whether I'm in UDA or not. UDA also condemns with the strongest terms possible this death of this young man. I'm a very senior member of UDA, and personally, I'm not happy that this guy, Pacha Ivunjike, don't mind. So, Mr. Speaker, let me...
Senator Hamida.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. It is sad, indeed, Mr. Speaker. I am deeply saddened by Albert's death. Mr. Speaker, when we talk about, I'm sure all of us will be talking about Albert's death, Albert's soul to rest in peace. And I'm just wondering, is his soul going to rest in peace really? After all what happened? Did he really deserve what happened to him? Freedom of expression, Mr. Speaker, must never be a death sentence. It shouldn't. And you can imagine a young life that has been lost. It is sad indeed. We call for a thorough investigation, Mr. Speaker. Albert's voice should not be silenced. I feel strongly, and I really appeal for justice, Mr. Speaker. The OCS, I hear the OCS has been interdicted, but does that mean anything? Does it really mean anything? He has just been, the story remains the same. It is sad indeed. It is devastating for this loss of a young life. Mr. Speaker, I feel that let us just stand by justice. It is painful, Mr. Speaker, as I speak. I don't have words for such. For someone just to be in a cell and died suddenly, with a lot of story and banging his head. I feel, the story does not add up in any way, Mr. Speaker. By justice delayed, Mr. Speaker, we say it's justice denied. Can this story, like we said, can it be done as soon as possible? Can it be tomorrow, not even if not today, Mr. Speaker? I stand with the family, and I feel the pain, and we hope that his soul is going to rest in peace only after the justice has been done. I feel my heart goes to the family of Albert, Mr. Speaker. I support my colleagues. Mr. Speaker, seriously, I don't know. I am so deeply saddened. I feel so pained that I don't know how to express myself in this one, Mr. Speaker. May his family have strength and comfort, go through strength and comfort during this time for the loss of their son. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Abbas.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, first and foremost, I want to join my colleagues to send condolences to the family of Albert Ojwang and the people of Homa Bay. Honorable Speaker, it's a very unfortunate situation that today we have lost a very young man at the age of, I think, 28, 29 years old, who was a teacher in this country. Honorable Speaker, it's very unfortunate. Albert was driven all the way from Homa Bay, 350 kilometers. In Homa Bay, we have police stations, we have courts, we have high courts. I don't know why this man was driven all the way, the late, up to Nairobi. That means somebody was ready to see him finished or dead. Honorable Speaker, those who are interdicted, the officers that are interdicted, are today denying that some of them are not in opposition, are not even on duty. And therefore, it means there is something hidden in this place. And it's over 20, since this government took over, 20 Kenyans died in police cells. That is where we were supposed to run to, where people have to seek security. But unfortunately, The way we lost young ones in the police cells is very unfortunate, Mr. Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I think the Kenyan police won't see this country go into chaos. I think they won't see this government fails. Because every day we're hearing people being killed and being shot. The police, I think, are going slow to show the world that they won't see the current government is not in support of their life or whatever. I don't know what's the problem. However, my Honorable Speaker, if this has happened, I think the highest leader of the security must resign in this country. That is the minister, the PS, and the CIG should all resign to show that this matter must stop. Not only suspending police officers who are very junior officers. Honorable Speaker, if the government feels they cannot tolerate comments, this guy only tweeted something, then these social things like TikTok and WhatsApp, this should be banned in this country now instead of killing young men. I think that's the only best way. If you cannot tolerate comments, then they should buy the social ethics. Honorable Speaker, finally, I want to request you, in solidarity with the family, through you, Honorable Speaker, this House will observe 1 minute silence in support of the family. Thank you so much.
Senator Onyonka Richard.
Mr. Speaker, I, with a lot of humility, accept the possibility that you have allowed me to vent on this matter. And I want my colleagues in this House to listen to me carefully. I have frequently been on public saying that we need to stop killing our children, that we must accept that we are the ones as adults in the House who've been messing up in this republic. Mr. Speaker, I have listened to all of us discuss in this House, and I hear everybody saying, no, let us make sure that this guy is arrested and all. What was Ojwang discussing that made this man kill him? It's corruption. The reason this young man was killed, he said the police service receives close to 56 billion shillings every year. This is the story. This is the big thing in this House. But we are talking about, Ojwang is killed, we need to arrest. This country of ours has to be fixed. And you are the people to fix it. And you are refusing to fix it. Because we are part and parcel of the mess of our country. And when we are discussing this thing, you politicize them. You say, it's broad-based. It is all about those people, the ones who are on the other side. When this thing collapses, all of you will be in the same boat, I tell you. You will hang separately. Because you are the people betraying this republic. The police officers are a consequence of our failure. That is the reality. We have refused to accept that we can fix this country, that we can work together, that we don't have to be tribal, that we can actually act as adults. But we behave like children when everybody outside is crying, saying, where are the adults in the House? I beg you people, let us sit and fix our country. What you see happening to Ojwang is a consequence of a failed system. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Chute.
Asante sana Mheshimiwa Spika. Kwanza nachukua nafasi hii kuombeleza familia, marafiki na watu ya Homa Bay kwa kifo ya Albert Ojwang ambaye alikuwa na miaka 31. Mheshimiwa Spika, leo ukiendesha gari ukikimbizwa na wakora, mahali utaenda kwanza kukimbilia uokoe maisha yako ni police station. Mheshimiwa Spika, sasa ukienda police station ya Kenya na utauawa, ukikimbizwa na wezi utaenda wapi? Hauna mahali pa kwenda. kwa sababu mahali unakimbizwa iko kifo, mahali unaenda pia iko kifo. Hiyo ndio maisha tuko nayo leo. Mheshimiwa Spika, askari iko Kenya ni 1,108 askari polisi na askari ya utawala. Mheshimiwa Spika, mimi nikisimama hapa nikiwakilisha Marsabit, sitaki kulaumu polisi wote. Siku 5 iliyopita mahali inaitwa Loyangalani Lake Turkana, Marsabit County, watu 4 waliuawa. Napeana pole kwa hiyo familia. Kama polisi wanaitwa QRU, Quick Response Unit, hawajafika huko, saa hizi watu karibu 100 wamekufa. Nataka kupongeza polisi vile walifanya kazi hapo. Mheshimiwa Spika, miaka ya 1990 leo Governor Orengo alikuja mbele yetu. Yeye alikuwa juu ya Toyota Stout akitafuta constitution mpya. Na kama siku angekufa, hiyo constitution hatungepata. Kwa hivyo ni mzuri serikali ivumilie kelele ya wananchi na Gen Z. Mheshimiwa Spika, nataka kusema hivi. Kuna watu wanasema kuna broad based government na wanataka kulaumu Rais Mheshimiwa Ruto. Kama wewe uko kwa hiyo serikali, kwa nini unalaumu Ruto? Wewe umeingia kwa serikali, uko ndani, kwa nini unasema Ruto, Ruto, Ruto? Si ufanya kitu hata wewe, kwa sababu umeingia kwa serikali, mmepatiwa waziri, mmepatiwa pesa, mmepatiwa kitu mnataka zote mnapata. Usikae huko ndani halafu unajifanya kama uko nje. Ukiona mambo mabaya unalaumu serikali. Ukiona mambo mazuri unasema tuko kwa serikali. Waacha ku double deal. Kaa ndani ama kaa nje. Ukikaa ndani waacha kulaumu serikali. Wewe fanya kazi hiyo. Unasema rais anafanya
Senator Catherine.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for this opportunity to speak. Speaker, this matter is grave. And this matter is painful for those of us who are mothers. Albert was about the age of my son, and Albert shares a name with my husband. And I have just learned Albert is a young man I have worked with when I served as chair of the ODM Elections Board. Mr. Speaker, what has happened is serious. And in my view, if not taken seriously, it may very well be the last straw. And I think we need to take this seriously. And honorable colleagues, even as we commend, even as we plan, Honorable Speaker, can you ask Omtata and Kajwang to tone their voices? Even as we plan to call the IG, honorable colleagues, I want to ask you, is IG capable of investigating this case? I don't think he's capable of investigating this case. Mr. Speaker, I think the DIG need to do this country a favor. He needs to resign. As the first step of showing respect to the family of Albert Ojwang, the DIG needs to resign. He doesn't even need to go through the process of being fired. Mr. Speaker, secondly, I don't think the IG is capable of investigating this case because it is his number 2 who was supposed to be a complainant over a freedom of expression issue. I'm asking that we consider this matter being guided as an inquest so that somebody other than the IG or the DIG deals with this matter. And I'm asking colleagues to put their heads together to seriously consider so that we can get justice for this family. And for those of you who are able, who are close to the president, please give him this advice. This may very well be the last straw in this country. I think it is sad for this family. No, I'm not threatening anybody. It is sad for this nation, and it is painful. Anybody who is a mother, anybody who is a father feels that this is not acceptable.
Senator Methu.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, sir. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, sir. I'm being disrupted by my cousin, Senator Sifuna. Mr. Speaker, if the tears of the father of Albert Ojwang do not prick the concerns of the members of this House, Honorable Speaker, I do not understand what will ever prick our concerns. Honorable Speaker, I must also inform the House that I went to school with Albert Ojwang at Pwani University. When I graduated in 2017, it was a first year. Mr. Speaker, how fragile are the egos of the people who have been tasked with the security apparatus of this republic, that a person of the stature of the Deputy Inspector General, who has a training, and I've seen that he has a master's in counter-terrorism, a man who is trained to deal with terrorists, cannot deal with just a Facebook post, Honorable Speaker, that he had to send for this young man on a weekend. Mr. Speaker, there is no record that Albert Ojwang was summoned to appear in any police station and he said no. He was being arrested on a weekend. His parents were there, actually, Mr. Speaker. Their father was coming to Nairobi with the title to come and secure the bond or the bail of his son, only to be given the body of his son in a body bag, Honorable Speaker. I am wondering, Honorable Speaker, even as we speak about the people who we are speaking about, Mr. Speaker, did you actually see that the complainant in this particular case, DIG Eliud Lagat, was standing behind the Inspector General of Police when they're saying that they are starting the investigation, Honorable Speaker? How would a person whom, in my opinion, is the lead suspect in the murder of Ojwang be standing right behind the people who are expected to investigate, Honorable Speaker? Mr. Speaker, number two, I also would wonder how cold and how heartless is the heart of the president, that to this minute, he has not even issued a condolences. Everything is running on in the country like nothing has happened, Honorable Speaker. We have not even seen the condolence message of the Minister of Interior. If the president wants the young people to actually believe that he loves them, as he has been saying, Honorable Speaker, he must crack the whip on this person, Eliud Lagat. And I would ask, Mr. Speaker, who is this person that is protecting Eliud Lagat? How powerful is Eliud Lagat that he has or can commit a crime of this magnitude, Honorable Speaker, and continue serving as the Deputy Inspector General of Police, Honorable Speaker? Even as we require them to come to the House, him should have done this country a favor by resigning. In a democracy that is working, Honorable Speaker, Eliud Lagat cannot and should not be serving as the Deputy Inspector General of Police, Honorable Speaker. Finally, the life of Ojwang is as important as the life of Ongondowere, Honorable Speaker. In 2 days, the PS for Internal Interior was giving an update of what has happened, including the arrest of suspects.
Senator Isaboy.
Asante sana Mheshimiwa Spika kunipa fursa hii na mimi pia niweze kuchangia. Mheshimiwa Spika, kwanza natoa risala za rambirambi kwa familia ya Albert kwa niaba yangu na watu wa Kwale County kwa kifo chake, kijana mdogo sana mwenye umri ambao takriban miaka 25 na kuendelea. Ni jambo la kusikitisha sana kwa sababu huyu kijana ambaye alikuwa akisomea huko Pwani University akamaliza. Baba yake alikuwa ni mtu wa kufanya kazi katika timbo za mawe kumsomesha mtoto wake, na akahitimu akapata kazi na sasa amekuwa mwalimu huko. Lakini kisanga hichi kilipotokea, ulimwengu mzima na nchi nzima ya Kenya imehuzunika kuhusu kijana huyu, kifo chake. Yangu ni kusema tu uchunguzi ufanyike na haki ipatikane kwa familia yake, na wale waliohusika sheria ichukuliwe mkononi mwake. Asante sana Mheshimiwa Spika.
Senator Veronica.
Honorable Speaker, thank you for giving me this opportunity. And I want to also thank Senator Eddie for bringing this very important statement. before the floor of this House. Honorable Speaker, I want to believe this is a dream. I have never imagined in my whole life, even as a trained advocate, that an accused person, accused of a misdemeanor, not a felony, not a category of an offense, which is so serious, and there would not be even a justification for any suspect charged with a serious offense to be killed within the precincts of a police station. I want to believe it's a dream that Albert was actually picked by persons who identified themselves as police officers, picked from his home, handed over to the hands of police officers by his parents, and the parents knew they are following him behind to help him and assist him secure a bond so that he can stand trial. And he's taken to a police station, Honorable Speaker, and after a few hours, Albert dies from head injuries, neck compression, multiple soft tissue trauma, and pathologist has ruled out self-inflicted injuries. I think it is very sad, and I must admit it must not happen to anybody within the Republic of Kenya. Honorable Speaker, the other day, Boniface Mwangi, the activist who went to Tanzania, together with his friends, people sometimes whom we don't even support, were tortured in Tanzania. And Kenyans were up in arms because of how the police in Tanzania behaved. How much more, Honorable Speaker, when Kenya is the lead in matters democracy, in matters of expression, political expression, how much more responsibility must the police take to deal with suspects within the constitutional parameters that they are given in the Republic of Kenya? I just want to take one moment, because I have worked in a police reform program with the Laikipia University, where we were introducing human rights to the police, that any time an accused person is arrested, they have rights under the Constitution. The Bill of Rights defends them, and I want to condemn in the strongest terms possible the killing of Albert Ojwang within the precincts of a police cell. It's embarrassing, and whoever did it is actually sabotaging the government of the day. It is very wrong, Honorable Speaker, and action must be taken, exhaustive investigations carried out, and whoever is culpable must be held liable. Let IPOA now do its work, and we are looking out, Honorable Speaker, to see that IPOA for once can hold police officers, Honorable Speaker, responsible for any.
Senator Beatrice Akinyi.
Honorable Speaker, a country that kills its young people is a country that kills its future. Honorable Speaker, just the last 1 week, I was here as a proud leader from Homa Bay County. And Honorable Speaker, I shared with this House our happiness from the celebration of Madaraka in Homa Bay County. But this morning, Honorable Speaker, I asked myself, was this the celebration we had in Homa Bay County on the 1st of June, Honorable Speaker? Is this the aftermath of what we've gotten from that celebration? Honorable Speaker, even all the developments we counted and I counted here is not equal to the life of one young man called Albert Omondi. Honorable Speaker, this morning, as I was having breakfast, just a brief breakfast with my son, I saw a young man shed tears over this death, Honorable Speaker. And my son preciously asked me, Mom, why do we as a country make 2 steps ahead and then we make 5 steps going back? Honorable Speaker, I want to ask the President that, Mr. President, who is this who is keen on tarnishing the image of this country? Are you not able to deal with that person? And Honorable Speaker, I've heard a number of politicians make statements since the death of Albert, and a number of them are sorting themselves across the board. I want to tell them, Mr. Speaker, sir, that over this keep your sentiments away because a life has been lost. Honorable Speaker, I speak as a parent. Why are we on some of these seats, including any seat anybody has, if we cannot face such challenges? Honorable Speaker, let us allow our young people to grow. If you cannot fathom any challenge, Honorable Speaker, don't go for any seat. But the President must just address this, Honorable Speaker. I think it is by design that after the celebration of Madaraka in Homa Bay, somebody wants us to just shed some darkness in this country. Honorable Speaker, let us move forward. We have been told of a young man who could have committed suicide. This is the only country where we saw a...
Senator Karungo Tsangwa.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I'm equally sad, Mr. Speaker, as we discuss this issue of a lost soul. But one, Pastor Martin Niemoller from Germany said, Mr. Speaker, first they came for the socialist. I did not say anything because I was not a socialist. Then they came for the trade unionist. I did not say anything because I was not a trade unionist. Then they came for the Jews. I did not say anything because I was not a Jew. Then they came for me, and there was no one to speak for me. Mr. Speaker, as a country and as the Senate, we are all affected. We are all affected, not just as a nation. We are affected as people who have been entrusted to take care of the people, Mr. Speaker. Even the government pathologist who has been going through or conducting postmortems on such cases has even been affected, Mr. Speaker, saying a relative brought on a table for him to check what killed him, Mr. Speaker. I think as a country and as this Senate, we must give an ultimatum, Mr. Speaker, that by 25th June, Mr. Speaker, if this Senate has not done anything, if this Lagat, DIG, has not resigned, Kenyans should come out on 25th as a Memorial Day to come in large numbers, Mr. Speaker, and deal with whoever, Mr. Speaker, is not doing what it's supposed to do. Because, Mr. Speaker, the police who have been mandated to take care of Kenyans, they are quick to act on some useless issues, Mr. Speaker. Today, as we speak, there is a police officer by the name Samido. Samido, who is a musician, who was granted a leave to go to America. He was supposed to return yesterday. But today, there is a warrant of arrest on him for abduction of duty. If the police can issue a warrant of arrest for somebody because of missing work, yet we have a police officer whose name has been dragged on every murder. And, Mr. Speaker, they're not doing anything. I think as a country, I think as a Senate, we need to do something, Mr. Speaker. The same police told us a member of parliament has kidnapped himself. The same police told us he kidnapped himself and he slept in a certain hotel. The same police, but we did nothing, Mr. Speaker, because he does not come from our region. Today, the same police are saying the guy, the Albert Ojwang, hit his head on the wall, Mr. Speaker. The same police. At least we can say we're here now discussing issues because we have been all affected by the death of Albert Ojwang, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Kavindu.
Asante Bwana Spika kwa kunipa fursa hii niweze nami kutia sauti yangu kwa hili jambo ambalo Bwana linahuzunisha sana zaidi. Na kwanza niwape wazazi wa huyu kijana pole zangu. Bwana Spika, kila mzazi utarajia kuzikwa na mtoto wake. Hakuna mzazi hata mmoja utarajia kuzika mtoto. Na hii Bwana Spika inaleta uchungu sana kuona watoto wetu wanauawa kama ndege. Mwaka moja ikifika tarehe 25 mwezi huu, tutakuwa tumefikisha mwaka tukikumbuka jinsi wetu walipouawa. Bwana Spika, nilikuwa kwa hili bunge na nilitoka pale nje, tukatembea tukaenda kule Bunge Towers. Bwana Spika, experience ya 3 hours Bunge Towers ilikuwa kama mwaka mzima. Kila nikisikia bunduki nalia tu, nilikuwa nasikia tumbo yangu inatoka, maana mimi ni mama. Na hiyo bunduki ilikuwa inapiga mtoto. Sasa tunaongelea mtoto ambaye ameuawa na watu ambao wanastahili kwa taifa. Tukizidi kuwaua, ni wapi tutapata wengine wa kuendelesha taifa hili? Mimi nasema hivi, kama mtu yoyote amefanya makosa, kuna koti, apeleko kotini au hukumiwe. Kama ni kufungwa afungwe, kama hakuna hatia aachiliwe. Lakini kuuawa, hii jambo ninakashifu kabisa, kwa sababu hakuna haki ya mtu kupoteza uhai wake bila sababu yoyote. Na niyo mtoto peke yake ya wazazi wake. Hawa wazazi labda hata umri wao hawaruhusu tena kuwa na mtoto. Watapata mtoto wapi? Hata kama watalipa fidhia, hiyo fidhia watalipwa hailinganishwi na huyo mtoto. Na tunaomba haki itendeke hata kwa jinsi walipokufa kwenye taifa hili.
Senator A.C. Okenyuri.
Asante sana Bwana Spika kwa kunipa nafasi hii. Kwanza ningependa kutoa pole zangu kwa familia ya marehemu Albert Ojwang. Ni kisa ambacho kimenisikitisha mno Bwana Spika. Bwana Spika, sisi kama vijana tumeondoka nyumbani kwenye umaskini kuja mijini ili kujitafutia. Ni kisa kimenihuzunisha kuwa Albert aliweza kuchukuliwa na maafisa wale, na ripoti za upasuaji wa maiti zimeonyesha kuwa Albert hakujiua, aliweza kuuawa na maafisa wale. Singependa kujiunga na wenzangu ambao wananungunika. Bwana Spika, maafisa wale ambao walimbeba Albert kutoka kwao washtakiwe kwa makosa ya mauaji, ili wasema nani ambaye aliwatuma kuangamiza kijana yule. Ni jambo ambalo linasikitisha Bwana Spika, kwa sababu kama vijana wa taifa watatendewa unyama kama ule, sisi viongozi tunabaki hapa tukinungunika Bwana Spika. Hii si hali ya kawaida Bwana Spika. Na mauaji ya wanablog yamekithiri. Sisi kama viongozi tumezoea kuwekewa makosa kwenye mitandao pale, lakini hatujawa wa hasira kiwango cha kutaka kuwaua wale ambao wanatutusi pale kwenye mitandao. Kwa sababu tuko kwenye nafasi za uongozi, mambo kama yale yakitokea, sio sisi kuchukua hatua kama zile. Kwa hivyo Bwana Spika, maafisa wale ambao walimchukua kijana huyu Albert kutoka nyumbani akiwa salama, washtakiwe kwa makosa ya mauaji, ili waweze kuambia bunge hili na taifa kiini kikuu cha wao na ni nani ambaye aliwatuma kumwangamiza kijana huyu. Roho yake isilale pema peponi Bwana Spika, iweze kuwasumbua ambao wamefanya mambo hayo katika taifa hili. Asante sana.
Senator Omtata.
Mr. Speaker, sir, to begin with, I just want to read Article 238 of the Constitution, Clause 1. It reads, national security is the protection against internal and external threats to Kenya's territorial integrity and sovereignty, its people, their rights, freedoms, property, peace, stability, and prosperity, and other national interests. Clause 2A says, national security is subject to the authority of this Constitution and Parliament. Parliament has the power to investigate this crime. And we have gotten to a point whereby we should form a parliamentary committee of inquiry to be guided by the inquiry. And that committee should get to the ground and call witnesses and unearth this problem. If you look at the Commission of Inquiries Act, it's another guide. We can ask the president to form the committee. If he can't, Parliament can constitute itself into a committee. When J.M. Kariuki died, Parliament constituted a committee of inquiry, and there's a tradition in this House that we have been able to inquire matters like this. So given the weight of this matter, my submission is that Parliament should investigate this matter. The police have nothing to investigate. Yes, please.
Senator Omtata, would you wish to be informed by the Senator for Migori?
Yes.
You may proceed, Senator Eddy.
Mr. Speaker, my brother, Senator Omtata, has called for the formation of, I'm very emotional, Mr. Speaker, you'll forgive me. He has called for a commission of inquiry on the death of a young man when it is a matter of public understanding that there is somebody who has been alleged to have reported that Ojwang had published something about him. How does the justice system work, Mr. Speaker? How does it work?
Senator,
Can it be?
Senator Eddy, what is this information that you'd wish to share to aid Senator Omtata's contribution?
What I want to share with Senator Omtata is there is a serious person who works in the police rank who had an issue with this young man, and there's nothing to inquire about him. At the very least, let the young people in Kenya see that at least this person is behind bars, or at least has written a statement for which can form a basis for any kind of inquiry. There is nothing to inquire about a DIG who had an issue with this young person, Mr. Speaker. What is there to inquire?
Senator,
and is the one who sent for him, Mr. Speaker. What is there to inquire?
Senator Eddy, I've given you some latitude because we wanted to know, to understand the information you wanted to volunteer. Nevertheless, Senator Omtata, if that is helpful, you may proceed.
Well, it is helpful to the extent that we have not seen the tweet. Personally, I have not seen the tweet that has been referred to or the insulting statement that's alleged. I have not seen it. Naturally, this thing would have been floating around. So it looks like if there was one, there's a very heavy cover-up that we are not able to leave it to the ordinary law enforcement mechanisms to get to the root of this matter. That's why I would like people like Senator Sifuna here, Senator Mandago, and people, and the bull of Nandi, Senator Chererke, to sit on this issue and try to bring closure to this. We had Gen Zs killed in this country. It's close to a year today. No stone has been turned. And if it has been turned, what was seen under that stone has not been told to us. That's what I'm saying, as the ultimate house. And that's why I read this constitution, 258 clause 2A. National security is our business. And national security includes the lives of Kenyans. A life of a Kenyan has been lost. Many lives have been lost. Nobody has been held accountable. That's why I'm saying that in this particular matter, we form a body, a committee of inquiry the way it was done when J.M. Kariuki died, and the way it was done recently when this lady was killed by the British soldiers. And we unearth the evidence we can get and force law enforcement to act. If we leave it to law enforcement, we are going to complain, daylight, sunset, and the things will go cold. Let this house take charge and get to the bottom of this matter, turn whatever stone there is to be turned, look under that stone, and tell the world what they see. That's what we need. Otherwise, we are going to end up nowhere. They are going to sanitize this thing and it's going to disappear. This was a murder. We even have information when this guy was taken to Central Police Station when he was bleeding. We would like these people to have a forum where they can come and tell us what they saw without fear of being victimized. That's why I'm asking for a parliamentary commission of inquiry Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Nderitu.
Asanti Bwana Spika kunipa fursa hii. Kwanza kabisa nataka kuleta risala zangu za rambirambi na watu wa Laikipia kwa familia ya Albert Omondi Ojwang. Na nimpongeze Seneta wa Migori Eddie kwa kuleta taarifa hii, kwa sababu wakati huu Bwana Spika, kwa nchi nzima kuna tanzia kwa sababu ya kumpoteza kijana barubaru, kijana ambaye alikuwa ana maono. Bwana Spika, na hii imekuwa ni kama kawaida, kwa sababu inaonekana watu wanaongea na polisi, maafisa wa usalama wamezoea, watu wataongea watanyamaza. Bwana Spika, anasema hivi kwa sababu kuna taarifa ambayo tungetaka kujua kile ambacho kilimuua padre ambaye anaitwa John Maina Ndegwa wa Boyman. Vile vile taarifa kuhusu padre ambaye anaitwa Alois Cheriot Bet. Lakini Bwana Spika, ikiwa taarifa kama hizo wezi kazipata, wanajua ya kwamba hata huyu kijana ambaye tayari tunaambiwa ya kwamba na maafisa ambao wanatuambiwa kwamba watafanya uchunguzi. Uchunguzi wao wa kwanza walisema ati katika seli Ojwang alijigongesha kwa ukuta. Bwana Spika, huyu Ojwang hakuna mahali kunasemekana alikuwa na ugonjwa wa kifafa ati alianguka. Ni wazi julikane alipokuwa akichukuliwa Homa Bay, maafisa wa usalama walihakikishia wazazi wake ya kwamba ako sawasawa na atapatikana akiwa vile vile. Bwana Spika, alitoka huko akiwa buheri wa afya, lakini ukiangalia ripoti ya upasuaji wa mwili wake inaonyeshana ya kwamba alinyongwa, na vile vile inaonekana ya kwamba alipigwa kichapo cha mbwa kuingia msikitini. Bwana Spika, hii ni aibu kwa maafisa wa usalama, kwa sababu wao ndio wamepewa jukumu kulinda mali na maisha ya wananchi. Bwana Spika, sasa inafika kiwango ya kwamba wananchi wanashindwa, wakimbilie majambazi? Hapana. Wakimbilie polisi? Hapana. Kwa sababu Bwana Spika, Inspector General wa polisi anapaswa kuitwa hapa aelezee kinaga ubaga. Naye naibu wa Inspector General wa polisi ambaye anatuhumiwa ya kwamba haya mambo yametendeka kwake, Bwana Spika, anapaswa kuwa amejiuzulu. Na si hiyo peke yake Bwana Spika, samaki anaanza kuoza kutoka kwa kichwa. Waziri wa usalama Kipchumba Murkomen anapaswa akija hapa kesho atuelezee vizuri, na akishindwa kueleza Bwana Spika, ajiuzulu, kwa sababu yeye ndio tunategemea, yeye ndio tumepatia lile jukumu akiwa kama waziri. Nataka kuwashukuru vijana hapa Eddie, na shukuru majority leader ama kiongozi wa
Senator Asige.
Thank you, Speaker. In June of 2024, the streets were the crime scene during the Gen Z protests. Now young people are being executed in a new place. It seems that police stations have become the new crime scene. And I, as I proceed, want to call for the IG and his deputy, who have had far too many extrajudicial killings under their belt in just 1 year, fired with immediate effect. Mr. Speaker, because there are too many rights that have been violated through the death and the killing of Albert, 26, 28, and 29, and other articles of the Constitution. Why was Albert Ojwang arrested without a warrant or a clear explanation of the charges contrary to Article 49? Why was he transferred over 350 kilometers from Homa Bay to Nairobi instead of being processed locally? On what basis was he even detained in Nairobi? Why was his safety not guaranteed while in police custody as mandated by Section 59 of the National Police Service Act? And if the allegations of corruption that he made were worth killing him, then why isn't this precisely what we're investigating? Because only a hit dog hollers. DCI should not be seen anywhere near this investigation, Speaker. A judgment by Justice Mugambi on the 9th of May 2025 clarified that only IPOA has the mandate to investigate deaths and injuries caused by police officers who are on duty or occur in custody. Not DCI, not any other department of the police. Also, the Security Services Laws Amendment was introduced in Parliament to expand IPOA's oversight powers and give it more teeth, not just recommendations, but actually allow them to make arrests. But the National Assembly has blocked this bill. We know that. They say that it doesn't concern counties, thereby stalling its legislative process in this Senate, and therefore obstructing real justice. We have to fight as a Senate to bring that bill. Dead people don't tell tales, Speaker, but the collective voice of Kenyans demands that this tale be told and justice be served immediately. I thank you.
Senator Kisang.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I also joined my colleagues to condemn the killing of Albert Ojwang, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, this is a young man who was teaching. In fact, I want to send condolences to the people of Oma Bay, the people of Taita Taveta, because he was a teacher there, Honorable Speaker, and the only child. So it's unfortunate that he had to die in a police cell. I don't know if the police don't know that there is a law that was passed 2019 called Computer Misuse and Cybercrime Act, that if anybody abuses you in the social media, you report, take them to court, and charge them. So there was no need to kill this innocent young man, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I think it is time now for the National Police Service to put CCTV cameras in the cells, because we have lost many people in the cells, and there is no record to show what could have happened, actually, Honorable Speaker. They need to put, the National Assembly need to afford some resources so that all our cells in the country, Honorable Speaker, are put CCTV cameras so that, there will be no excuse to say that somebody committed suicide. The report of autopsy is already out, Honorable Speaker, and they have said, the pathologists have said, Albert died not because of self-inflicting injuries. This was basically done by the police officers, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, it's unfortunate, and this should not happen in a democracy like Kenya, Honorable Speaker. We have a very progressive constitution, so these things should not happen at all. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Senator Dulo.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I wish to join my colleagues actually in condemning what happened to Albert. Mr. Speaker, of late there is so much insecurity issues that are happening in this country. And I think it is high time that we have taken very serious action against the happenings as far as insecurity is concerned. Mr. Speaker, I saw the father of Albert actually on media trying to explain what happened to the son. And Mr. Speaker, you can imagine Albert having ugali and sukuma under a tree, and the police officers come with a motorbike and arrest the innocent young man. Mr. Speaker, if he was guilty, and I was actually hearing the father, he was saying the wife and the child were also seated there. He didn't even finish actually eating his ugali. Mr. Speaker, we should not allow loss of life in our country. This is happening. There are gangs all over actually recruited by so many people in this country, especially the politicians, Mr. Speaker. Yesterday, when this matter came up, so many of my colleagues came to me and said that we must summon IG to come and explain this matter to us. Mr. Speaker, we managed to summon, to ask IG to come and explain on this matter this morning, 11 o'clock. But unfortunately, it didn't work out, Mr. Speaker. National Assembly has requested IG to appear before them on Thursday morning at 10 o'clock. And they have requested also Senate to appear before Senate on Thursday midday. Mr. Speaker, this is a matter that police should not investigate, because it's like they are investigating themselves. IPOA is in place. They should actually move with speed and ensure that investigation is carried out, and those who are concerned should be brought to books. Mr. Speaker, I request on Thursday midday, this should be the committee of the whole where we should be able to address all the matters affecting insecurity in this country. I thank you, and I pass my condolences to the family of Albert and the wife and the widow, the widow and the child. Mr. Speaker, this is a very serious matter that needs to be dealt with and put to a stop. I thank you.
The Senate Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, on behalf of the people of Kericho and on my own behalf, I join the rest of the country in passing condolences to Albert Ojwang. Mr. Speaker, I've sat here wondering, beyond the things we say as legislators, what else? What happens next? The unfortunate thing, Mr. Speaker, is that we have abated this kind of crimes for too long as legislators. We want to sit here, get clips on TikTok and say, you know, I expressed my rage. Look at the house, it's virtually empty. Because people have shared what they want to say. They have gotten theirs for the afternoon, Mr. Speaker, without a recourse. Mr. Speaker, the motion that we passed here after the June 25th protest, if we had adhered to it, and our committees, and I've said this more than 100 times on this floor, Mr. Speaker, that there were specific things that we asked each of our committees to do. The arrest procedures, Mr. Speaker, was part and parcel of what we passed in that particular motion. Mr. Speaker, the rights of protesters was part and parcel. If that had been addressed, Mr. Speaker, the young people of Angata Baragoi would not have been killed. If we had done the arrest procedures, Mr. Speaker, Albert Ojwang would not have been picked from Homa Bay to come here. And up to when, Mr. Speaker, do we want to be a house of lamentations? Let us be serious with our work. The people of our individual counties, Mr. Speaker, did not vote us in here to come and lament like them. We should be embarrassed. This is not a matter that we should even be addressing, Mr. Speaker, because we know for a fact that we have the power. If you, as a member of parliament, whine, what do you expect young people to do, Mr. Speaker? I want to urge ourselves that for once, let us take our duty seriously. Let us ask our committee on security to lead us into a conversation. In a sitting of the entire plenary, the same way the late Senator Yusuf Haji led us in this house, in a sitting of the entire plenary, when our 3 colleagues were arrested arbitrarily. But our Speaker, let us stop this hypocrisy of just speaking and going home. People are disappointed in our actions. I expect that Professor Ojenda, that you serve as a vice chair of this security committee, together with Senator Fatuma Dulo. You want us to speak about these issues until when? Surely, can't we lead the country into making the right decisions on how to handle protesters, how to handle arrested people, how IPOA, Mr. Speaker, can do their job without being interfered with, Mr. Speaker? Because last month they told us they are investigating those who kill people in Angata Baragoi. To date, we don't know who it is. How difficult is it to tell the country, even just to know, who are these officers that went for Albert in Homa Bay? Up to now, we don't know who they are. Yet when none of our own died, Mr. Speaker, we were being given a blow-by-blow explanation hour by hour. The life of Albert Ojwang is more important.
Senator Professor Jen.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, let me join colleagues to commiserate with the family of the late Albert Ojwang, but also, Mr. Speaker, to condemn in the strongest terms possible, though I'm the Vice Chair of the Security Committee in Senate, and to undertake, Mr. Speaker, that the committee, and the Chair has spoken, will go right to ensure that this matter is dealt with as by law required. Mr. Speaker, it is clear that under the Independent Police Oversight Authority Act of 2011, this matter must and ought to be investigated first by IPOA. And I'm glad that I saw the chair of IPOA, Commissioner Ahmed Isaac, together with the IG and the DIG and other police officers at the Central Police Station, which was the crime scene. Mr. Speaker, 2 things that I want to point to, Mr. Speaker. Our colleagues in this House have this afternoon spoken and made a number of suggestions. The first suggestion, Mr. Speaker, is that this matter be dealt with by the commission of inquiry and a commission of inquiry appointed under CAP, Chapter 102 of the laws of Kenya, the Commission of Inquiries Act. Mr. Speaker, since the law clearly spells out the role of IPOA under sections 5 and 6, this matter would be best initially investigated by IPOA. And Mr. Speaker, unlike my colleagues who have come before me, it is important that every person in this process be investigated. It is also important, Mr. Speaker, that we do not, at this point in time, call upon the resignation of individuals, including DIG Lagat, who had filed a complaint, but to go to the depth of the investigation and establish who was responsible, who caused the death of Albert Ojwang. Mr. Speaker, the second point is this, that it is clear, Mr. Speaker, that a murder has been committed. A murder as prescribed under sections 204 and 207 of the Penal Code of the laws of this country, and the police officers who are culpable or who are linked to this offense, those who are in charge of Albert Ojwang right from the time of arrest, must all be arraigned in court. We want to see action in the same manner and fashion as happened in the case of the late Ngondowere, so that we have action. It is not enough, Mr. Speaker, to call upon officers to resign before they investigate. Let us have a report that will come to us, but Senate, as we are saying, Mr. Speaker, will undertake its function under the chairmanship of the Senator Dulo, and me as Vice Chair, we will.
Senator Tobiko.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I'm grateful that I got this opportunity to join my colleagues, Mr. Speaker, to mourn the loss of Albert Ojwang, Mr. Speaker, and to condole with the family and the people, and Mr. Speaker, to condole with the rest of the young Kenyans, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, let me say it is extremely sad that we are losing lives that we should not lose, Mr. Speaker. And Mr. Speaker, the worst is when we lose a person at the police cells, Mr. Speaker, because the police cells are supposed to be a protection place until one is proven guilty or not guilty, Mr. Speaker, but they should be saved at the police station, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, we are not passing judgment on anybody, but we are asking for accountability, and someone must take responsibility for the loss of life of Mr. Albert Ojwang, Mr. Speaker. And who else will do that if it's not the police, Mr. Speaker? Who else will do that if it's not the top leadership of the police? The IG, the DIG, Mr. Speaker, must answer to Kenyans on what happened to Albert Ojwang, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, and the President should keenly look at this case. It is coming immediately after a very warm reception at Homa Bay. There could be people also who are working to undermine the government, Mr. Speaker. The President should see what is happening at the police force, Mr. Speaker. IPOA should come through for Kenyans in this case, Mr. Speaker. Because, Mr. Speaker, we are not trusting the police to investigate themselves. Mr. Speaker, it is extremely sad that even our young people have lost trust in us, Mr. Speaker, because we continue to lose them in circumstances that we should not. Imagine a situation where the parent has this one child only, and they have lost that single child, Mr. Speaker. Imagine the pain of these parents. Imagine what is the future of that family, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, Parliament should now take its rightful place, Mr. Speaker, to hold the executive accountable for what is happening in our country, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, it is sad, it is unfortunate, and we must apologize to Kenyans for letting them down, Mr. Speaker. We must now come through as an independent house that will stand for Kenyans, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Tabitha Keroch.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir, for also giving me this opportunity to stand as the Senator of Nakuru County, with my Nakuru County people and my family, to sincerely send our condolence to the family of Albert Ojwang. I condemn the killing of Albert Ojwang. When I received a photo of how he has been tortured in the police cell, I couldn't hold my tears. When I read the story of Albert Omodi, that he was the only child of a mother and a father, a newly wedded man, a father of a 1-year child, a graduate from Migori, and you can imagine to educate a child to a university level of parents of that status, how hard they've worked to ensure that their child get the rightful education. And this child now has gone. It is so sad. And in the hands of our security. So my aim is just to really ask the justice for Omodi and the family to be given. And I don't think there's anything else we're asking. It's just for his justice for now, because he's gone. And I think parents, and I stand with our majority leader saying, we cannot be a house of just coming here and talking and there no action. We parents have cried enough. I'm a victim. I know my daughter was murdered in 2020. And up to today, I've not gotten the justice that I'm pushing for. What does that tell? You can imagine Omondi now, they start their justice. And now, how long will it take for them to get the justice? So I think enough is enough. This house is the upper house, is to ensure such things now can come to a stop, to an end, where our children will not be killed, butchered, just because that they raise a voice of what they think or what they feel they should express their opinion. I think it's a high time. These people should know that they are even spoiling or damaging our government, which is working hard every day. And the rising security in Nakuru, I can't forget to say, the rising...
Very well, Honorable Senator, your time is up. Now, Honorable Senators, this is a very weighty matter. Kenyans are asking questions, and justifiably so, and we owe them the answers. The patience of this country is being stretched beyond its elasticity. The Honorable CS of Interior is scheduled to appear before the Senate tomorrow morning for purposes of responding to 15 questions that have been requested or asked by honorable senators. I wish to give the following as a way forward. Because of the urgency of this matter, that the CS appears tomorrow. However, before he embarks on the response of those 15 questions, we will first have the House move as a committee of the whole to interrogate this particular matter. After that session, then we can move to question time. While the CS is preparing to appear tomorrow, Secretariat informed the ministry that tomorrow the CS must appear with the following persons: the IG, the chairperson IPOA, the chairperson Police Service Commission. Those are the persons who are supposed to accompany the CS tomorrow, as we move into a committee of the whole. And thereafter, we can move with the question time as contained in the order paper. Next order.
Order number 8, motion, report of the Standing Committee on Finance and Budget on the fourth basis for allocating the share of national revenue among counties, resumption of debate on the proposed amendments.
Now, honorable senators, at the